Hello everyone and welcome back to another stream today. A special occasion today, a special match. Champions League night is back and Chelsea against AC Milan. Two very big clubs. AC Milan is one of the most historic club in the world and playing them is an absolute honor. And today Chelsea will be playing against AC Milan in one of the most important clash for us in the Champions League. Our survival in the Champions League is at stake. Our first place in the Champions League is at stake. A lot of things are happening today. We're also after Nkunku, Guardiola, next sporting director, the targets for Graham Potter this season. We are going to talk on a lot of stuff in this video, a lot of interesting stuff. So do stay tuned in till the end. We're going to have a great chat and do subscribe and like to the channel. Today, we're going to preview the match against AC Milan. Along with that, we're going to discuss Nkunku links that are coming out, Guardiola links that are coming out. We're also going to discuss massively on Graham Potter's ambition this season, the targets that Todd Boehly has given him. We're going to discuss on Chelsea's 11 for the match against Milan. We'll also discuss on some other news that are coming out of Chelsea Football Club in regards to other stuff as well. All that things will be covered here in the video. So do like the video, do subscribe and stay till the end. So first of all, today we have a massive match. It's Chelsea versus AC Milan in a very, very big match in the Champions League. Giroud and Tomori are coming home. Giroud and Tomori, former Chelsea players, are back to the bridge. Giroud had a big plan for us to play in the Champions League. He scored a magnificent goal against Atletico Madrid, did a good job in the group stage, and had a big hand in getting us through towards that stage, and then we won the Champions League. Giroud will always be a cult hero for all the Chelsea fans, and we will always love him and remember him. While Tomori was a player, you can say it got by a very talented player who was froze out under Frank Stanley, and then he left the club and has done fantastic job with AC Milan. And it's turned out to be another mistake like we have made with Kevin De Bruyne, Mohamed Salah, and all the stuff. So they're coming back to the bridge. I hope they get a good reception, but I also hope we beat them. And Reece James will be a massive part to tackle on Olivier Giroud and the strength it brings Airuli. So starting on the first part of the video today, and that is regarding Chelsea with AC Milan. The preview today for the massive clash at Stamford Bridge in the Champions League. So now let's look at the group stage and the table right now in the group. So table right now gives a very, very bleak reading for all Chelsea fans. It's a big concern, and the rank we have got in a group stage is really, really worrying people. AC Milan are top of the group with 4 points in 2 games, 1 win and 1 draw. Dinamo Zagreb are second with 3 points in 1 win and 1 loss. Red Bull Salzburg are third with 2 points with 2 draws and no losses or wins. And Chelsea are fourth with a draw and a loss to the name but no victory. Seeing the group right now, Chelsea's next 2 matches are against AC Milan, while the next 2 matches are between Dinamo Zagreb and Salzburg. Chelsea have to get the maximum points out of Milan so that they stay a chance to qualify from this group, let alone finish first. Because for me, people, Dinamo Zagreb are beating Salzburg in both the games. So Dinamo Zagreb for me can go to 9 points. And if Chelsea take anything less than 3 points, they might just be automatically out of the group. So we need to be very serious. Going to San Siro will be tough. Playing Milan, even if their injuries, they're struggling, is going to be a big part. And just put in the chat, people, do subscribe to his channel. Great content. Hi, Sheb. I just updated my channel's logo color from green to tennis. So absolutely, I really like the logo and big up to you as well. And looking at the table right now, Chelsea are in a massive, massive trouble, people. And we have to win the game today against the AC Milan side, which is not at full strength. There are no excuses not to beat them, or otherwise we don't even deserve to play in the Europa League and a level is Conference League. Going on towards the first part of the preview today, that is talking about our opponents today, that is AC Milan. AC Milan this season in Serie A have won 5 matches, they've drawn 2 and they've lost 1. Their loss has only come against Napoli, who yesterday destroyed Ajax away from home 6-1. Along with that, they also thrashed Liverpool 4-1. Napoli right now are one of the most informed team in Europe, and losing to them is not the biggest upset. And with the injuries Milan have got, 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat is not the worst record in the world, and is a good start of the Serie A season. Honestly, AC Milan can beat Chelsea to ruins the Chelsea defense and midfield. But for me, just suppose the problem is, as you seen the later in the video, AC Milan have a big list of injuries, and they literally might have to field their B team. So I cannot see their B team being enough to beat Chelsea team. And as we come later in the video, just sport, the injury they have got is enormous. It's not 2, 3, 4 injuries, it's 12 to 13 injuries. So that is where the concern for AC Milan is. And this is the biggest injury crisis people I have seen in my life. And they're in a massive, massive trouble, people. So in the Serie A, they have 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. While in the Champions League, they droop and drop points against Salzburg, but they beat Dinamo Zagreb at home and are doing well so far in both the competitions, especially with the injuries they've got. Going on towards Chelsea in the Premier League, Chelsea have, Giroud will be playing, but they will not have their winger. They will not have Ibrahimovic, Origi, Salemakas, and so many other players, just sports, which I can't even remember in top of my head because these are 13 to 14 players, which we'll discuss later in the video. They have massive injury crisis, just sport, massive injury crisis. And going on Chelsea so far in the Premier League have only won 4 games. They've drawn 1 and they've lost 2. The 2 losses have came against Southampton and Leeds United respectively. And in Champions League, Chelsea lost their game against Dinamo Zagreb away from home, which led to Thomas Tuchel sacking. And then they drew at home against Red Bull Salzburg, the first game for Graham Potter in charge of a Chelsea manager. So these have been the Chelsea results, and the season has not been up to the level that a club like Chelsea aspire to be. Going on towards the next part, and now the list for AC Milan has come in, and you can just look at this, just sport. This is the injury list they've got, and this is massive. Calabria, their regular right back, is out. Simon Kjaer, their regular centre back, is out. Florenzi, the backup right back, is out. Messios, not available. Theo Hernandez, one of the most highly rated left back in the world, out for this game. Along with that, Mike McNeil, a very talented goalkeeper, not available. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, not available. Divock Origi, former Liverpool player, big player in the Champions League, not available. Salemakas, not available as well. And Chelsea and Atletico both are unbeatable, then can lose to anyone. But I think just sports has, I know you're an Atletico fan. I think Atletico are in a more of a crisis I can think of. They're in a big trouble. I don't know what's happened to them. I've never in my life seen Atletico lose so many matches and concede so many goals. Atletico, for me, were a team I used to say is locked, no goal conceded. And I think it's becoming a massive concern. I think Chelsea are just not right now at, you can say, at the level of Atletico. I think we have been more consistent. But again, I agree with you. But Atletico, in just not this year, in last 2 to 3 years, have not played well. So I'm very stunned as well because I admire Atletico a lot. And it's stunning me that why have they become so bad defensively right now. So people, you can see injury news on the screen right now. Calabria out, Kjaer out, Florenzi out, Messios out, Theo Hernandez out, McNeil out, Ibrahimovic out, Origi out, Salemakas out. Just tell me, if we can't even build AC Milan without these players, do we deserve to go to the knockout stage? For me, people, if we cannot even beat this AC Milan side, we don't even deserve to go to the next stage of the competition, in my humble opinion. Going on towards Chelsea injury news, and Jorginho is doubtful, Kai Havertz is doubtful, Edward Mendy back in training, N'Golo Kante is naming return but might not be available for this game. And Graham Potter in his conference also said that Conor Gallagher might start. So for Chelsea, Jorginho is a doubt, Kai Havertz is a doubt, Edward Mendy is back in training, and N'Golo Kante is naming return, and Gallagher might start. While the opponents AC Milan have Calabria, Kjaer, Florenzi, Messio, Theo Hernandez, McNeil, Ibrahimovic, Origi, Salemakas out of the game. And if Chelsea cannot even beat them with these injury crisis, people, we need to have some massive talks on our season so far. So going on towards the next part of the video, that is a likely 11 for the opponents AC Milan. So AC Milan for me will be going in the regular 4-2-3-1 formation. I think Thuram will be at the left. Sergio Dest, signing from Barcelona, will be at the right. A player Chelsea have been heavily linked for last some years as well. And Tata Rossano, the former Fiorentina goalkeeper, as a backup goalkeeper. Tamori and Gabi are playing in the centre backs because Kjaer is not available. Tonali and Benacer in the midfield. Benacer is a player Chelsea have been trying to sign for a long time. So let's see how does he play today, because this might just be an audition for him to impress Chelsea, and Chelsea might just go for him. Along with that, Rafael will go towards the left wing. Krunic will go towards the right wing, because for me, it should be Brahim Diaz. But I think Stefano Pioli, even I remember him from his Fiorentina days, is a manager who really prefers balance. So this is why I think he'll go with Krunic. And then it will be C.D. Cartelarwe at the center attacking midfielder role. And Olivier Giroud, the former Chelsea striker, the cult hero for all Chelsea fans, playing as a striker today. And Hernandez was a key victory play. I agree. Hernandez would have been a big part of AC Milan beating Chelsea today. Theo Hernandez is a massive, massive miss. But not just that. Mike McNeil is a massive miss. You can call him Simon Kjaer being a massive miss as well. Florenzi or a Calabria being a massive miss as well. I think AC Milan have a host of injury concerns, and this is the best lineup they can put up for me. For me, this is not a bad lineup. It's still a good enough lineup, but Chelsea should be really sweeping the floor with this lineup. Yes, attackingly they're good, but it's Rafael and Giroud. I think Tonali, Benacer are a good midfield. But then Toure, Dest, Tomori with Gabi, a young player, and then Tatarasanu. I think Chelsea should be beating this AC Milan lineup comfortably. And if we don't, we need to have massive words on ourselves as well. Likely Chelsea 11 for this game. I think they're going to go with a four-back formation like we saw in the last match against Palace. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think Kepa Arrizabalaga will continue as a goalkeeper because Graham Potter was asked in his press conference that is Kepa your number one goalkeeper or who is the number one goalkeeper? And he said at the moment it's not decided. So it does look like that Kepa will stay because Mendy is just nearing return and not got match fit, and Kepa has been playing well for some time. So Kepa will be the Chelsea goalkeeper for this game. Thiago Silva and Fofana will be the two centre backs. Reece James will go towards the right position. Ben Chilwell will go towards left position. Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek will play through the middle. I think it's going to be Raheem Sterling finally playing at his preferred position at the left. Is going to be Mason Mount playing as a preferred position at the right. And Conor Gallagher, I think, will be playing as a centre attacking midfield in this game with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Gallagher had a very big hand in the last game against Palace and is a player that presses hard and can really work in attacking position. I love Thomas Tuchel to bits, but Conor Gallagher was never a DM player, a player at number 6 position. He was always a player that used to play well in the attacking area. And I think looking at the depleted AC Milan lineup, I think Thomas Tuchel will go with this lineup, a 4-2-3-1 formation. So I think he's going to go with Kepa, Silva, Fofana as a centre backs, with Koulibaly continuing on the bench, James at the right, Chilwell at the left, with Cucurella still recovering from the throat problem, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic in the middle because Jorginho is doubtful and he won't be risked. Then Sterling at the left is going to be Mount at the right, and then it's going to be Conor Gallagher playing from the middle, and then Aubameyang up top as well with Kai Havertz being doubtful for this game. And taking a chat from Just Sports, Kovacic is I think it's a defensive midfielder. Now, I think he plays near to defense, but he's not a defensive midfielder. Defensively, he's not excessively solid, but he's also not an attacking midfielder. Kovacic is a proper ball carrier and a dribbling midfielder. He carries the ball well, he dribbles well, and he helps connecting the defensive attack. He's not a natural attacking midfielder, but he's not a natural defensive midfielder as well, in my humble opinion. So this is one of the likely Chelsea 11 for this game. Aubameyang up top, Sterling at the left, Mount at the right, Gallagher playing in the middle, Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek playing as the two midfielders, and then Chilwell and James playing as the two right back, left back, and Fofana, Silva as the two centre backs. Kepa Arrizabalaga as a goalkeeper, continuing his good run of games now. So now going to Chelsea AC Milan prediction. For me, AC Milan are very depleted people. The injuries they've got, they will be without the likes of Ibrahimovic, Origi, Saelemaekers, Calabria, Florenzi, Messia. I cannot see them beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge right now. They're in a massive injury crisis, and I cannot see them get a result in this game, people, being very, very honest. I can see Chelsea win this game. I think it's going to be Chelsea 3, and I think it's going to be AC Milan 0. I think they are massively strong right now, Chelsea. AC Milan have injury crisis. Showing you again, these are the injury crises that AC Milan have got. For me, people, they cannot win with this injury crisis. Seeing the injury crisis they've got, people, just see the list here. How can AC Milan win with so many injuries? For me, with Calabria out, Florenzi out, Kajer out, Messi out, Theo Hernandez out, Mike McNeil out, Ibrahimovic out, Origi out, Saelemaekers out, I cannot see them win at Chelsea. And if they do, and even if they get a draw, I think we need to have a serious word on the Chelsea squad and the investment they have made, because this will be an absolute embarrassment. Chelsea should be beating this B-side AC Milan side, Bar Rafael Leao, Giroud Tomori, and Benekane Tonali. But other players are a bit of change. And I think Chelsea will win this game comfortably. I think it's going to be Chelsea 3, and I think it's going to be AC Milan 0. Going to the next part, that is Chelsea talks, the big news regarding Chelsea, the news that's coming out of Chelsea right now, and all the other stuff as well. So going to Chelsea news, let's start with Olivier Giroud. And he was asked about playing against his former employees, that is Chelsea Football Club. How does it feel? How is he happy to play against Chelsea and all that stuff? So Olivier Giroud said that I hope the fans will welcome me well. I started on good terms with the club. We'll see. I know the boys, but it's a new team. I'm sure they have a good season in the Premier League. Olivier Giroud, for me, people, will always be loved by the Chelsea fans. We all love him. We all remember him. I don't think any Chelsea fan will ever forget the contribution he has had for us. I will always love Olivier Giroud. He's one of the players I've always loved. A player who was a cult hero, who played with passion, hard on his sleeve. A player that was not rated. A player that did not have a massive pace. A player that was a bit old when he came to Chelsea. But a player that played with a lot of experience, that played with a lot of heart. I have always a massive respect for Olivier Giroud. A player I always admire. A player I always respect. And he will be well welcomed by the Chelsea fans. Scores some important goals. Won us the FA Cup. had big hand for us as well. Olivier Giroud will always stay for me a cult legend for Chelsea. I love him to bits, and I think fans will welcome him with love because he was a very great ambassador for the club as well. Going on to West Christopher Nkunku and the news regarding him. Christopher Nkunku's "Here We Go" is expected when everything is signed. Signing stage will be 2023. Everything is agreed in principle. Chelsea are happy, RB Leipzig are happy, and Nkunku is happy. That is by the very reliable Fabrizio Romano. We all know when Fabrizio says "Here we go," that thing certainly happens. So this is a good sign, people. Christopher Nkunku is very, very good to see. He's really close to sign for Chelsea. We all know that. Release clause, above release clause deal has been agreed between Leipzig and Chelsea. Medical has already been done. And I think, people, this deal is going to happen. And as you can say in the final part of the sentence, everything is agreed in principle. Chelsea are happy. RB Leipzig are happy. And Nkunku is happy. People, for me, people are really starting on the bandwagon. He's going to be the next Werner. He's better than Werner. He's technically a very good player, a good dribbler of the ball, a really, really good player who makes the right runs in the boxes. And Nkunku is going to be a great signing for Chelsea. And he's technically a way, way better footballer than Werner was. He's going to be good for Chelsea. But yes, he needs time, he needs patience. And that is the thing the fans have to reward him. So this could be a great, great signing for Chelsea. And we are really building for the future ahead. And it's good to see the club going in the right direction. Going on, and Anshul Bhai in the chat. Big up Anshul Bhai. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And big up to you. And I hope you are having a great day. So we were discussing on the Chelsea news. And I'll again preview the AC Milan cash later in the video. So do stay till the end. And for Christopher Nkunku, Here We Go is expected. And I think deal will be done in a very, very quick manner as well. Going towards the other part, Christopher Nkunku has been impressed by how Chelsea have handled the situation and is very keen on the move to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have sent scouts to watch him in the last 2 seasons. Interest started when Abramovich was the owner. So this only shows that Chelsea have been scouting Nkunku for a long time. And this is a target that Chelsea have been trying for some years. So it's good to see that Todd Boehly is carrying the work and he's going towards a player we've been scouting for a long time. It's also good to see that Christopher Nkunku is really, really impressed and is having a desire to come to Chelsea, because you only want a player coming to Chelsea when he really wants to come here. He really appreciates coming to Chelsea. So I'm very, very happy. And this is a very, very good news for us, people. This is by Adam Newson, and he's a very reliable person as well. And Nkunku has been impressed by Chelsea. And it also shows that Chelsea have really tried to sign him since the Abramovich day. Going towards the next news, and Anshul Bhai has a question here. In my opinion, Nkunku will be played as a center cam at Chelsea, just behind striker at out of false 9 with a striker. Leo on the left. I think I also see the same thing, Anshul Bhai. For me, in my humble opinion, Chelsea in future is going to play a back 4 with Reece James at the right, Marc Cucurella at the left. I think it's going to be Wesley Fofana in the middle along with Jose Guardiola. And I think the goalkeeper is going to be Edward Mendy. And I think the 2 midfielders for me are going to be Declan Rice and Mateo Kovacic. And I think we are going to go with at the right, I think it's going to be Mason Mount. I think at the left is going to be Liao. And a number 10 number role, I think it's going to be Kai Havertz. For me, Anshul Bhai, I won't be surprised if Nkunku plays as a false 9 and Kai Havertz just plays behind him with Aubameyang acting as a backup. I think I can see that happening, but we have to see more things happening because Liao is going to cost a lot of money, Anshul Bhai, and Manchester City is also after Rafael Liao. And I think if Manchester City want Liao, I think it's tough to see him choosing us over Manchester City. So that's a bit of concern for me as well. Going towards the other news, that is Chelsea are amongst clubs to be believed to be monitoring Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli. People, this is massive, massive news. Gabriel Martinelli is a massive, massive player. He has been so impressive this season. I've been magnificently impressed by him. A great, great player, a player with great potential. And it's good to see him trying to sign for Chelsea. That is a massive news. And he's a very, very good player, people. Just agree. He's a fantastic player. And if we can poach him out of Arsenal, Gabriel Martinelli will be a very, very big upgrade on the attack we have got. But the only point is, will Arsenal let him go to a rival? And the way Arsenal are developing right now, will he really leave Arsenal? That is the only questions, people, that are in my mind right now. As per football cultures, a good defender from Bundesliga, Guardiola, and a proven attacker from Syria must always be a priority. I absolutely agree with you in that regard as well. Liao is a fantastic attacker. But remember, people, we're also after Benacer. So let's see how Benacer plays today against Chelsea as well. If we get Liao and Trossard on fee, we don't need Martinelli. I agree. I think Martinelli, but overall, will be a good player, a very good player. But I think for me, Anshul Bhai, I cannot see that happening. Arsenal will not sell to us. That's the number one part until we pay some big fee. Number second, I think Arsenal also undergoing a good process. So why will he leave? So I think it's a bit difficult to see for me to happen. But again, in football, we have seen some stunning things happen. And Chelsea's new ownership expect this team to finish in the top four and compete for trophies, despite seeing Graham Potter at Chelsea for the long haul. People, I want to say just one thing and being very honest with you. Even if we finish fifth, even if we finish sixth, I think they will stick with Potter, because if Potter has got a 60 million contract for 5 years, nobody is an idiot to sack someone who you have to pay 60 million. So whether we finish fifth, whether we finish sixth, Graham Potter is here for the long haul with the money that the Chelsea board has given him in terms of contract. Now, number second thing, for me, I hope Chelsea start giving managers time. I am tired. I am finished with Chelsea sacking managers again and again. So I hope Chelsea give him a bit of time, give him a time to develop. And that's the thing I want to see with Chelsea, giving him time to develop as well. Graham Potter is a good manager and he needs time. For the top four, I agree. We need to get the top four. Not finishing at the top four will be a disaster financially, growth-wise. We need to get a top four to keep continuing the club on the right track. So a top four is a must for Chelsea, in my humble opinion. And for the trophies, I think cups are a good chance. But the Premier League, I think, looks very out of order right now. And Champions League will be a big stun if we do that, but it looks difficult. Martinelli may come if Chelsea, but he will surely leave with money left on his contract. I think nobody knows. Anshul Bhai, the thing is, if City or Liverpool come for him, I think things could really change. I think we can also try him, but it depends on where Arsenal finish. If Arsenal finish above Chelsea in the Premier League and we do not win any big trophy this season, I think it just might stay at Arsenal. But let's say Chelsea finish above Arsenal, we win a trophy as well. I think that's where he might think that going to Chelsea might be a better option. So I think it depends on the season that Chelsea and Arsenal have this season. Going to the next news of Chelsea, that is regarding Edward Mendy is no longer Chelsea's number one, with Graham Potter keen to give Kepa Arrizabalaga the chance to become Chelsea's new first keeper. People, I think it's a very mixed news. See, we cannot guarantee anything right now because Edward Mendy is just coming back from injury, so he's really not going to start until he gets a match fitness. Kepa has played well for the last 3 or 4 games, so there's no reason to drop him. The thing is, Edward Mendy's sweeping abilities are a big problem. His sweeping abilities are really bad for a goalkeeper at this level, but his saves, his shot stopping, his cross collection is much better than Kepa. For me, in my opinion, Graham Potter will give everyone chances, but I still think that Mendy is a preferred one, but I do think he will give Kepa a chance. So I think it's not crystal clear that Kepa will remain Chelsea goalkeeper as well. Also, people need to remember that Edward Mendy is not extending his contract with Chelsea. So because Edward Mendy is not extending his contract, this might also be a tactic of the management of the owners to force him to have that contract as well. So people, a lot of things happens when a player does not agree to a contract. A lot of tactics go in, he's forced, he's dropped from the bench to extend that contract. Football is in some way a business and a dirty place. So a lot of things happen as well. So we cannot take anything for granted, people. Because again, for me, Edward Mendy is the number one, but Kepa is getting a deserved chances because he's not made mistakes. And Edward Mendy right now is not match fit. So we have to remember that thing as well. So again, starting off with the Chelsea Milan preview, and again, we'll discuss on the Chelsea talks. So on the Milan preview today, people, we discuss some massive things. Seeing the table right now in the Champions League, people, we're in a massive trouble. AC Milan have 4 points. Dinamo Zagreb have 3 points. Salzburg have 2 points. And Chelsea have 1 point. People, in the Champions League group, we have got the next 2 games against AC Milan. And Mendy will be a backup keeper, or else he can leave. I think for me, at the moment, he's a better shot stopper and a keeper than Kepa, but Kepa is a better sweeper. For me, Anshul Bhai, being very honest, both are not at the top level, and Chelsea need a keeper at the level of Alisson or Edison. But let's see if that happens or not. For people in the table right now in the Champions League, Chelsea are in massive trouble. AC Milan have 4 points. Dinamo Zagreb have 3 points. Red Bull Salzburg have 2 points. Chelsea have 1 point. And the next 2 games in the Champions League is against AC Milan. So the next 2 match days, Chelsea will be playing AC Milan. Dinamo Zagreb will be playing Salzburg. So for me, people, being very honest with you, I think Dinamo Zagreb are beating Salzburg in both the game. And by next week, Dinamo Zagreb might just have 9 points. So people, we have to beat Milan in at least one of the 2 games, let alone even getting 4 points out of them. So it's a massive week for Chelsea, and we have to beat AC Milan, or else, people, it's an absolute embarrassment, and we just might be going to Europa League if we don't win today. Going on towards the starting preview, and going to AC Milan, they have done well for me this season, but not great. but just fine. If we can win today and another match is drawn, we can be at 2. I agree, Anshul Bhai, but also Anshul Bhai, we must try finishing first. I don't want to be playing Bayern Munich in the round of 16. For me, really honestly, I don't want to play Bayern. I don't want to play PSG. So for me, it's important we finish first in the group. And people, AC Milan so far this season, in the 8 matches in the league, they've won 5, they've drawn 2, and they've lost 1 game as well. And that defeat was against Napoli. People, Napoli right now are one of the most informed team in Europe, thrashing Liverpool 4-1, thrashing Ajax away from home 6-1. So losing to Napoli with the injury crisis they've got is not the end of the world. 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat is a very good end result for AC Milan in the league so far. While in the Champions League, they've drawn away to Red Bull Salzburg. They have beaten Dinamo Zagreb at home. So it's a bit of mixed start for AC Milan this season. But overall, it's still a very, very solid start for them. Going on towards Chelsea, and we have a bit of iffy start this season. In the league, we have 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. The 2 defeats coming against away to Leeds United and away to Southampton. In the Champions League, we lost to Dinamo Zagreb. That led to the sacking of our great manager Thomas Tuchel. And then we drew against Red Bull Salzburg at home in the first game of the new manager, Graham Potter. So we have been a bit disappointing this season, but not the worst point tally you can expect in Premier League. 13 points from 7 is not the worst, but not the best. But our disaster has been in the Champions League, which we have to improve very quickly, people. Napoli is on straight right now. They are massive. They are really, really good to watch, Anshul Bhai. And they are one of the best attacking teams right now for me on the league. Wow, what a team they are right now. And going towards the next part of the video now, that is AC Milan injury news. And Anshul Bhai and people in the chat, just look at this. If we lose to AC Milan with this injury crisis they've got, we deserve to go to the Conference League, not the Europa League, because that will be an embarrassment. They have no Calabria, they have no Kajer, their regular centre-back, they have no Florenzi, their right-back backup, they have no Junior Messias, they have no Theo Hernandez, they have not their available top keeper in Mike Maignan available, they have no Zlatan available, they have no Divock Origi, the big game player available, and they have no Saleh Marcus available. So no top, their natural winger Saleh Marcus is not available, Origi not available, Ibrahimovic not available, their top goalkeeper not available, their proper left back, one of the best left back in the world, not available, Messias not available, Florenzi and Calabria both had one position not available, and Simon Kajer, their regular centre back with Tomori not available. If we can't even beat AC Milan with these injuries, we don't deserve to even go in the Europa League for me. Injury is a concern for Milan, but Julian Tomori knows Stamford Bridge too well. I agree with you, Anshul Bhai, but this injury crisis is big. This is big. Their squad is so depleted right now and playing at their absolute limits. And for Chelsea, Jorginho is a doubt, Kai Havertz is a doubt, Edwin Mendy is back in training, N'Golo Kante is nearing return, and Gallagher, as per Graham Potter, is very close to a start. So let's see what happens. If Kai Havertz does not play, I can see Conor Gallagher play in this game as well, people. So going on towards the likely 11, for me, AC Milan will line up with the available best lineup they've got right now. They will go with Tadar Rasanu as a goalkeeper, Thuram at the left, Sergino Dest, the Barcelona signing they made at the right, a player we've been linked for a long time. Gabia has a centre-back with Tomori, Tonali and Benegar in the midfield. Benegar is a player Chelsea have tried to sign, so let's see what happens in regards to that in January and next summer. Then Cide Cardellari at the centre attacking midfielder role, Krunic at the right, is going to be Rafael Leao at the left, and it's going to be Olivier Giroud at the front. So this is the best lineup that AC Milan can put in with the injuries they've got. And bar Rafael Leao, Giroud, Tomori, Tonali, Benegar, the lineup is not full strength, and these are backup players. Krunic is a backup player, Sergino Dest is a backup player, F. Thuram is a backup player, Tarasanu is a backup player, and people, if you cannot even beat this AC Milan side, we need to be very embarrassed with ourselves. And this brings me to the likely 11 by Chelsea, and I think we are going to go with a back 4 with a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think Kepa will continue as a goalkeeper with the way he has played in the last some games. I think it's going to be Ben Chilwell playing at the left back because Marc Cucurella has not recovered from his injury, and I think he needs some match fitness as well. While Reece James will go towards the right, I think it's going to be Wesley Fofana and Thiago Silva playing as the 2 centre-backs. With Jorginho being doubt for this game, I think Mateo Kovacic might play with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think it's going to be Raheem Sterling at the left at his natural position. I think Mason Mount will play at the right, a bit narrower position at right, Mason Mount. I think Gallagher will replace Kai Havertz and play at a number 10 role. I love Thomas Tuchel and I'll always love him. I will always love Thomas Tuchel, but playing Gallagher as a number 6 was a disaster. Conor Gallagher was never a pivot player. He was never a pivot player. Conor Gallagher is a player who plays well when he's near to the striker, when he's near to the attacking area. And this is why Gallagher just might play near to the midfield and to attack. So I think Gallagher is going to play just behind Aubameyang, and Mount and Sterling are going to play just behind them. So this is going to be the Chelsea likely 11 for me against AC Milan today. So going on to the prediction, people, do put your prediction in the comment section below. For me, we are going to thrash AC Milan, people. We are going to thrash them. They have some massive injury crisis. They are depleted. They have no Theo Hernandez, no Mike McNeil, no Zlatan, no Origi, no Siley Marcus. And if we cannot even beat them with this injury crisis, we don't deserve to play in the Champions League. I think we will be beating Milan today, and I think we will be winning this match convincingly. And we Reece on the job to lock up Leao. Will you prefer SP has support but the lack of pace, but with his experience of Fofana with this pace? I think I will not run SP for this game. Anshul Bhai, I love SP. SP is the leader of the club, but Rafael Leao will toast him. Will absolutely toast him. And this is why, for me, Ruben Loftus-Cheek can act as a support for Reece James. And I think we need to play Fofana for this game for me. And Anshul Bhai says Chelsea 2, Milan nil. People, do drop in your prediction in the comment section below. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And now, going towards the Chelsea Talks part, big news. And we always wait with Chelsea's new transfer news coming out every day of the week. And first part is by our former player, Oliver Giroud. He has said that I hope the fans welcome me well. I started on the good terms with the club, but we'll see. I know the boys, but it's a new team. I'm sure they will have a good season in the Premier League. Oliver Giroud, for me, people, is a cult hero. He's a great player for the club. Scored in the FA Cup semi-final, a big goal for us as well. He has played a massive part in the Champions League campaign. Scored so important goals against Sevilla away when we needed to win the game to finish first. Had a big part against Atletico Madrid with the bicycle kick, which made us dream of a Champions League glory. Was so professional. Got us a top 4 under Frank Lampard. The goals against Tottenham, the goals against Norwich. I will always love Oliver Giroud, and he's a cult hero for me. Professional, great player, underrated, and always perform well. Giroud is a great lad for us, and absolutely agreed on Chulbai. And I wish the fans give him a round of applause today. I love him, and I'll always love him. And I hope he doesn't score today, because that will be sad for me, people. I love him to bits. And now, going to Christopher Nkunku, the next Chelsea signing, people. So Christopher Nkunku, here we go, is expected when everything is signed. Signing stage will be 2023. Everything is agreed in principle. Chelsea are happy, Leipzig are happy, and Nkunku is happy. This is by the very reliable Fabrizio Romano. People, and Nkunku is coming to the bridge, and it's a big part. Now, many people have been really going on, but Nkunku is like a Timo Werner. He's not a Timo Werner. He's a better Timo Werner. I love Timo. Timo was a great professional for us and a great player. But Nkunku is a much better player than Werner was. Nkunku technically is very good. Dribbling wise is good. Movement wise is good. And has more to his game than Timo Werner was. And people, he's going to be a great signing for Chelsea with the age side he has got. Just 22 years of age. He's going to be a massive talent for Chelsea. Both Giroud and Tomori should receive a great welcome. Absolutely agreed on Chulbai. And I think both have been a great servant for Chelsea, especially Giroud. While Tomori is a player, people, I think they made a massive mistake in letting go. That was a big mistake on our part. And now what's gone, that's gone, people. Now going to the other news of Nkunku. Nkunku has been impressed by how Chelsea have handled the situation and is very keen on the move to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have sent scouts to watch him the last 2 seasons. Interest started with Abramovich as the owner. People, we have known for a long time that Chelsea have been trying to sign Nkunku for a long time. This was since the Roman Abramovich days as well. So this is why, people, Nkunku is not just right now a player Chelsea are trying to sign right now. Nkunku has been in the plans for a long time. Chelsea have been really trying to sign Nkunku for a long time. Abramovich tried to sign him as well. And this is why, people, this is a very good news, people. Christopher Nkunku has been impressed by Chelsea because I think the way we have acted, I think he's been very impressed as well. And for the last 2 seasons, people, we've been trying to sign him. We all know that. And it looks like Todd Bowley is carrying on the targets of the previous regime. So it's also good to see. And Nkunku is a future star and can do a very good job for us as well. Going on to the next part, despite spending nearly 300 million in the summer, Chelsea are planning more significant additions and hope to complete Guardiola has part. And do you see Chelsea offering straight cash for Leo of 80 million and 85 million for Bellingham in January and loan then to avoid competition in summer? For me, Bellingham is more tough, Anshul Bhai. Bellingham is a player who has got interest from Real Madrid, and we all know when Real Madrid are interested in a player, the player head goes away. So Bellingham might not be possible. On Leo, I think Anshul Bhai, he won't cost 80 million, he will cost 100. He will cost 100. So I think that is the thing we have to remember. And I think these signings will only happen in summer for me. January looks difficult. So here by Matt Law, who is very reliable Chelsea journalist, Matt Law has very reliable sources. And Matt Law has said that despite spending nearly 300 million for Chelsea in the summer, Chelsea are planning most significant additions and hope to complete the deals of Guardiola as part of an Nkunku double deal. Guardiola has a release clause thought to be 43 million, and bid for Declan Rice still on the radar. People, Jorginho and N'Golo Kante are running their contracts down. So next season, Chelsea might be without Jorginho, who might be a free agent, and we will be without N'Golo Kante, who will also be a free agent. People, Chelsea need midfielders badly, and it looks like Declan Rice is on the list. Rafael Leao, Christopher Nkunku might be coming. Guardiola might be coming. We are also after Bellingham. People, next summer is going to be exciting. So please subscribe to the channel because I'll cover all this news for you because this will be so exciting. But where will Jude, okay, Real Madrid midfield with Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Modric. I think for me, Anshul Bhai, Modric might just play max to max for 2 more years. So I think they will start to replace, and Bellingham is just 18 years old. While Valverde for me might go to the bench, and it might be a midfield of Tchouaméni, Camavinga and Bellingham for Real in the future, with Valverde acting as a backup for them as well. So for me, Bellingham really to Real Madrid makes a lot of sense, Anshul Bhai. And people, this only shows that even after spending 300 million, Todd Bowley is really determined to make Chelsea top of the football globe, and he's doing his best to do that. So that thing we should be really crediting him as well. And Chelsea are really working smartly in the transfer market. And Guardiola for 42 million and Nkunku for 60 million are bargains and very good deals for me, people. Now, Chelsea are amongst the club believed to be monitoring Arsenal Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli has been one of the best performers in the league so far. He's been really averaging 3 shots per game, 3 dribbles per game. He has been a magnificent player this season. A player I've liked, a player who is so good to watch. He's making the right runs. He's such a good player, people. He's a very good player. And if you really get him, I think that's a massive signing because people, I really like Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli for us is going to be a massive player, people. Really for me, Gabriel Martinelli for me will act as a very important player for Chelsea and a player we need to back, a player we need to go after. Are you doing a post-match after today's game? Absolutely, Anshul Bhai. I will be doing a post-match as well. And there will also be short videos to react between the halftime as well. So do subscribe, people, and stay tuned for all the updates you get. And hit the bell notification button for every update of the channel and the live I'm going through. So Chelsea, for me, people, are amongst believed to be monitoring Gabriel Martinelli deal. And it's going to be a very interesting summer, people. Because will Arsenal sell to a rival? I think that's difficult because selling to Chelsea will be disastrous. But if we pay the big money, who will say no? Now, people, Arsenal right now are undergoing a great process. Arsenal are really doing well. So let's say Arsenal finish above Chelsea in the Premier League, then why will Gabriel Martinelli move to Chelsea? But if Chelsea finish above Arsenal, we win a trophy. That's where the things are different. So for me, people, I think this deal looks very difficult to happen. But again, in football, nothing is impossible. Now, Chelsea's new ownership expect the team to finish in the top 4 minimum and compete for trophies despite seeing Graham Potter for the long haul. So before people see this headline, this doesn't mean they'll sack him. That is not possible because Graham Potter has been signed on a 60 million contract for 5 years. 60 million for 5 years. He is a big investment. So even if we finish top 4, we don't finish top 4, Graham Potter is staying for Chelsea for the long haul. I just think owners want at least a minimum target of top 4 because not finishing in the top 4 commercially, signing new players and keeping the players we've got is going to be disastrous, and we need Champions League football. And going to the last part of the video today, Edouard Mendy is no longer Chelsea's #1 goalkeeper. Again, I think this headline is not right. I think this is not worded right. I think number one is not decided. Mendy is still Chelsea's number one, but I think because Mendy is not extending his contract and Mendy has been going through a bad form, I think Kepa will continue on the form, but I think number one has not been decided. So this is going to be interesting, and let's see what Graham Potter does in this regard as well. So people, we had a great stream today. Please watch it back. Remind, we previewed Chelsea versus AC Milan. I provided you with a lot of news. So go back in the video and watch it. We discussed on the Nkunku deals, Guardiola deals, all the news. So go in the back in the video and watch it. Please subscribe. Please like. Please support the channel. It means a lot to me as well. Thank you so much, people watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Go back to the video and watch everything today. Big news have been covered. Thank you so much, people, you're watching today. I hope you have a great day. Please subscribe. Please like. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.